Hey there, how's it going? My name is Michael Rodriguez, and welcome to my film review of the 2014 movie Cesar Chavez. The film is directed and produced by Diego Luna, which served as a biography of Cesar Chavez on how he strived for meaningful social and political change by means of peaceful protest and activism. The early stages of this film shows us how difficult it was to be a farm worker during the 1960s. One scene in particular that I would like to point out is the first one, where it shows us Cesar Chavez walking through a field of farm workers working under the harsh Southern Californian sun. This is meant to illustrate the brutal and unethical working conditions these workers were subjected to. We also see a young child working in these fields, instead of being where any other child his age would be, in school. This is meant to elicit an emotion of sorrow, despair, and anger in the viewer. This scene alone shows us that this film is Chicana, Chicano, or Chicanx cinema through the use of its elements such as corrido, as it shows us a third-person point of view of how the political and social climate was during this time period. But I think we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves, so before we go any further, I'd like to give you some more background information on Cesar Chavez's early childhood. So looking back, he was born in Yuma, Arizona on March 31st, 1927. He was born into a family of woodworkers and farm laborers, some of which struggled with debt and would have to make do with what they had. During the Great Depression, Cesar and his family would be one of many families to move to California to become farm workers so that they may earn a living and to support themselves. From here on out, Cesar Chavez would grow up to see the world around him for what it really was. He became disturbed and unhappy with the treatment people of color would be subjected to only because of the color of their skin, not the content of their character. These chain of events would later lead Cesar to become the co-founder of what we know today as the National Farm Workers Labor Union alongside Dolores Huerta. Now coming back to the movie, we see some of the challenges that Cesar Chavez faces when it comes to trying to unionize farm workers. Challenges such as fixing the relationship between the Latinx and Filipino communities that have been ruptured by the farm owners to keep them divided and unorganized. This strategy was employed so that they may keep the farm workers in their current position of powerlessness. This eventual unification of culture and community is an example of domestication of both cultures, which is one of the many elements of John Noriega's works, such as Between a Weapon and a Formula, Chicano Cinema and its Context, or Chicanos and Film Essays on Chicano Representation and Resistance. What really got me while watching this movie is Cesar's conviction to his cause. His drive to achieve real and meaningful social change makes me think of historical figures such as Martin Luther King Jr., or Mahatma Gandhi. He would even go as far as going on a hunger strike, which would garner national attention to his cause. What also got me was the use of Chicano, Chicana, or Chicanx filmmaking elements of testimonial by using real footage from these events, which really rooted me deep into the storytelling in this movie. This furthers my case in why I consider this movie to be a Chicano, Chicana, or Chicanx cinema, which can be referenced by Elizabeth Cowell's article, Storytelling, Classical Hollywood Cinema and Classical Narrative. So to wrap up and conclude this film review, I just wanted to emphasize the normalization or domestication of the Latinx culture throughout this movie, and also the social change that was brought forward with the work of Cesar Chavez and all the people that rallied around him. The movie itself ended with the eventual signing of labor rights granted to them, which was a feel-good ending all around and showed us that with great sacrifice and perseverance, anything is possible. This movie here, in my opinion, is peak Chicano, Chicana, or Chicanx cinema, which should not only be viewed by the Latinx community, but by Americans anywhere. So to give this movie my rating, I would have to say an 8 out of 10 would definitely see again. Thank you guys, and have a good rest of your night, or days, or evenings, what may have you. Goodbye.